Ivy Valentine subscribes to Mark Yoon, so should you. Enjoy your treat!
Ed Boon in a few recent interviews has actually gone a little bit more into the detail of the lore for Mortal Kombat 1, and there are a few eyebrow-raising answers that I actually came to listen to, and it's not that I don't like them or don't disagree to them. I would just want to see how this plays out more, so I wanted to try to break it down and try to see like how we can come to a conclusion about what the story is ultimately telling us, not the narration standpoint, but the actual characterization. So he actually mentions, as you'll listen here,
a fire god, and in some ways he became kind of like Raiden and even higher, became a titan. And so he basically made a whole new universe, created a big bang, so to speak, and this is his creation.
He mentions that Liu Kang has become a titan. Not only is he the fire god, but he has usurped Raiden and has become a titan. I don't know what the implications of this are. I'm not very familiar specifically with the different roles of what being a titan means. We do know that Kronika was supposedly more powerful than Geras and her other children, but I don't know specifically what that actually entails because it's not very well outlined or described. And a lot of times when it comes to Mortal Kombat, most of the lore is actually hidden within the comic books or something akin to that. It's not necessarily told within the narration of the game itself, which is fine. Other games do that as well, but I just wanted to try to see if I can take a crack at what he means by this. So, without knowing the total roles of the Titans, I can only go based off of what his answer was to this question. So, when he's basically saying that this is Liu Kang's universe that he created, and that he created a big bang of sorts to get this. Now, I understand he's not using the actual scientific jargon, he's using this colloquially as Big Bang, because that's not what Big Bang in the setting of cosmology actually means. It's just, okay, we're not going to get into cosmology right now, but he's using it colloquially, let's say. So he created a new universe from, let's say, these grains of sand, or this grain of sand, when he took over Kronika's Sands of Time. So there's a little problem that I have with this, but it's not exactly a narration problem. It's just if Liu Kang is this powerful, which is seemingly as powerful as the Elder Gods at this point, or even beyond the Elder Gods at Titan level, I don't know how that'll work narratively speaking, because if he does turn out to maybe not have the best intentions with this universe, who is going to stop him at this point? I mean, it is Mortal Kombat, so you did have Goro getting beat by Johnny Cage, who literally in the comic books literally jobs the other Shokan and is pretty much a top dog when it comes to the actual comic books itself. Anything can happen, anybody can beat anybody for any reason at any point in time. We see this with Mortal Kombat Armageddon, for example. Onaga is literally beaten by Shujinko, and then Shujinko is beaten off frame by Cassie Cage. So if you go by scaling, that means that Cassie Cage can beat Onaga. There's a lot of weird stuff that goes on with Mortal Kombat. You gotta kind of take it for a grain of salt and just kind of go with it and flow with it, and just kind of cling to the characterization of your actual characters and what their progression is, as opposed to the overarching story. I don't really have a problem with that. There's a lot of broken narrations when it comes to other fighting games. I just go with it because if you like a character, you're rooting for that character, you like the character. But what were Liu Kang's intentions with creating this whole new universe? Because if you want to create a universe and you're saying that you want to give people the choice, first of all, I don't understand why he's allowed to interact or interfere. Does this mean that the Elder Gods in this universe don't exist? Because Raiden was not really allowed to directly interact in tournaments of the past. He was just able to choose the Chosen One and then have that Chosen One fight on behalf of Earthrealm. Now, this happens with all the other realms too, even though there's a lot of cheating that goes on. But when it comes to Liu Kang here, he pretty much in the trailers we see he comes down and he's listen, you have a choice, which is not really a choice. It's a mafioso choice, being that you can do things the right way, or I'm gonna eviscerate you. And he shows that he's truthful to his word when it comes to Shang Tsung appearing with that fatality that we saw at the end of the first trailer. So this got me to thinking, what is his ambitions for this? Why did he recreate this? besides the actual facts that like we have problems with the fact that like this was supposed to take place during the Great Kung Lao era, and like there's no Great Kung Lao era characters, there's no ancestors of these characters, they're all just the characters that we know, the safe bets, with like maybe a little bit, tiny bit of a job reversal, like, you know, Scorpion and Sub-Zero being brothers and allies, Melina and Katana being so close. There's like a lot of like it's like subtle nuanced changes. It's not exactly juxtapositions like we would expect them to be, where they would be taking on completely different personality traits or completely different roles. We do have some characters that are actually playing different complete roles, like Rain being a wizard as opposed to like a ninja, and a lot of other small examples of that. But the one thing that I will go on to say is that, like, the characters I do think are cool, and I do like the changes for the characters. I just want to know what Liu Kang's actual ambition and thoughts are for this new universe. What's his goal? Because if his goal was to create peace, and he was able to create this, how maximally powerful is he? Because was he able to create this exactly by design? Was it created on a whim based on like his ideals, and there's things that like he just subconsciously created that he can't control, such as why is Shang Tsung there, why is General Khan there, General Shao there, why are there different adversarial forces within the realms? Is it there just to literally set up a choice for the heroes to prove their mettle? Because remember, these are characters that Liu has been friends with and been close to for like forever now. Like, we started as like a lowly Shaolin monk, and now he's like a titan apparently. So like, these are people that I don't think he would need to test their mettle. And if he's recreating them, is he creating them with everything intact from the past, or is he creating them as like a photograph of what his memory kind of thinks that he is from the past? I know this is like probably way too deep for a video game or for Mortal Kombat to even like think of these concepts, but like I just want to get into the characterization of what the writers are trying to go with, where the story is going to lead up to. There have been a lot of different theories going around about the story, about like Reptile and about like Havoc and Onaga and stuff like that, but like I'm not exactly 100% settled on stuff. I have information on it, but like I can't really say anything about that stuff. But when it comes to the actual end game, I'm talking about specifically with Liu Kang, like why did he create this new universe? Besides the fact that Warner Brothers Games division was up for sale and they told them to stop working on Injustice 3 so that they can put their best foot forward, because Mortal Kombat sells way more than Injustice. So when they showed their quarterly financial earnings report and the investors meeting showed that the next game was going to be in Mortal Kombat, they can actually raise the price of the sale of WB Games to another company, which is why Discovery Plus bought them for such a high price as compared to what they would have probably gotten if they went forward with Injustice 3. And we see the Injustice 3 skeleton underneath of this game. Okay, well, okay, just to get that out of the way, besides that reason, why are the writers having this scenario set up this way? As like someone who's been a Liu Kang main like forever, not necessarily because of his personality, more so because of his moveset. I really like his moveset. I love the bicycle kick, I love the low and high fireball, I love the dragon kick. Like, it's just like his specials are always like super cool to me. If I was going based just off of that, like I'd say yes, he's the character I play the most as since like the first games. But when it comes to like his characterization, the fact that Kung Lao has constantly been shafted and like Liu Kang has constantly been put in the position of champion and risen to that, it's what are his reasonings for creating this universe this way? You would think that if he was trying to make, if he was tired of it all and trying to make his friends just live like a good life, you would like make sure that not that there's no evil in the world, or not that there's no ambition or destruction, but that like those characters, the ones that like are constantly known for causing constant amounts of chaos and destruction, are not there. You know, just like recreate the universe without them there. Of course, this makes for a dull video game, but I'm speaking narratively speaking in general. This is like saying, why does Batman keep putting the Joker in Arkham even though he comes out and kills a ton of people like every time he gets out? Is Batman actually the one responsible for the deaths on Joker's hands because he has the power and the responsibility to take care of him once and for all, but not letting him do so is basically giving him a green light to actually murder those people? That's the similar scenario that I'm kind of coming up with here with Liu Kang. It's like if you're creating a brand new universe from scratch because you're tired of the fighting and you want your side to like live peacefully because they're always getting like murked, then like why would you recreate these like insanely powerful like concept villains, such as like Shang Tsung, such as Shao Kahn, now General Shao. I always think of General So's chicken whenever I say that, because like Khan is the title. So like General Shao, and I'm like, why would you create these characters that you know are going to challenge Earthrealm, that you know are going to try to merge the realms, that you know are going to murder your friends? Has the god power just gone to his head, and like now he thinks himself above different positions of responsibility, and now his job is to create a choice and become the elder gods, in which he actually opposed in the beginning because he felt like he was their plaything in like the universe? I don't necessarily understand. And again, it doesn't make for a necessarily bad story. It does make for a pretty good concept, and we've seen the gods turn dark before. I don't know if necessarily evil would be the right term, but Raiden has turned dark for like a game to do like stuff that needed to get done. Liu Kang, we've seen like have a dark side multiple occasions, but like this is just like another level here. So it's not exactly that I'm against this. I just like would like more explanation based on that. And yes, the game is coming out in September, so hopefully we'll get more explanation, but chances are a lot of the Mortal Kombat games don't center around the overall plot most of the time. They usually center around the characterization of the characters. It's like, how are these characters interacting with each other, and how are they thriving within a situation, instead of, you know, what is their place in this situation. That's why it's Mortal Kombat, so people like die constantly, people get like murked and shoved to the side, new characters are constantly introduced and like then never utilized, just to go back to the same classic cast of characters because it's safe bet. I don't know. I would like to see more of that going on here. Hopefully the cameo system is more in depth. I mean, I've played the game, but I just hope that it's more in depth when it comes to the narration than it is. I know they're not part of the story and they're just considered like nostalgic. That's what Ed Boon has said, but I would like to see more about like what's going on with these characters. I don't know, guys. I just wanted to tell you my thoughts and try to open up the conversation about like the lore and like see what your thoughts were. I was really more concerned about like what you guys think and what you think is going on, especially those of you who are more familiar with the complete picture of Mortal Kombat by reading the comics and all of that other stuff. Let me know what you think, especially in the comment section down below, or bring the conversation over to Discord. And before we go, I want to talk about the last poll that we did on the channel. And the poll question that was actually asked was, do you think Mortal Kombat 1 was rushed or pushed out too quickly? We have 15% of the vote coming in saying that yes, due to the Discovery Plus merger. We have 13% of the votes coming in at yeah, but not by much. 42%, which is the vast majority, saying maybe, which is a fine position to hold if like you're not really into like all the financials and the back end dealings of like how these game developers create games. That's a completely normal answer to do. And 29% said no, which is a little jarring because from what I've gathered from the comments, a lot of people are going just based off what Ed Boon has directly said, but it's Ed Boon, so that's all I need to say. This is out of 353 votes. If I was going to choose one out of these votes myself, I would have probably said maybe if I wasn't sure, but that's just me. And then here we have a couple comments that you can see on the screen from underneath of that poll. So if you want to be featured in the next video, then there is always a poll that corresponds and correlates with a video that comes out. So be sure to vote on the poll and leave a comment for a chance to be seen in the next video. Well, that's going to be the video for today, guys. I want to thank everybody for watching. And like I always said, like I want you guys to just sound off in the comment section and on the Discord, and let's talk about this. We also have a new Reddit page, so you can find us at r/MarkYoon YouTube. My user over there is just like u/MarkYoon YT. So bring the conversation over there, and let's just keep talking about it there. Any thoughts are always welcome, guys. As I always say, I love it. Thank you.
And thank you.